Hey, what's up guys? John here. The state of California is going through a massive change. It's going to impact property values, quality of life. It's going to change everything. They're going to add so many new housing units to this state. I think crime is going to be modified. Everything is going to change. And it's going to happen by 2030, right? 2030, everything is going to happen. If you live in California, this will impact your property's value. If you are a contractor, real estate developer, investor, you're likely going to make a fortune due to all of these new laws that are now in place. But speaking of making money, if you want to make money, join my Discord channel. A lot of people are making money. I'm helping many people fix their credit right now. The link is down below, pinned at the top comment. Now take a look at this. Newsom signs a flurry of housing bills. This just came out. Just over 1 year after greenlighting SB 9, arguably California's most significant new housing law in generations, on Wednesday, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law a flurry of additional pro-density housing bills that are likely to influence development in the state for decades. The most significant are AB 2011 and SB 6, two companion bills that remove rezoning requirements for residential development on former office and retail properties, and which supporters argue could eventually lead to the creation of millions of housing units, millions. And so right now, this is Mercury News. California plan calls for 2.5 million new homes by 2030. And as of last year, 2 years ago, how many housing units are in California? 14.21 million. And so if you just look at you just do the simple math, 2.5 million divided by the 14.21 million, they would increase supply roughly 18%, 17.59%. So what's going to happen with these property, the landlords that own these rentals, that let's say they're owning these properties at a 4 cap or a 5 cap. They have very little margin. A lot of these landlords have taken significant losses. What's going to happen when a whole new influx of inventory is going to hit the market? Generally, supply and demand. Prices are likely going to fall. And if prices are falling and mortgage rates are skyrocketing, that's going to equate to a very big problem for leveraged landlords in the state of California. Is this going to happen immediately? No, but I think what's going to likely happen over the next year or two is we're going to see real estate investors and speculators go out there and repurpose a lot of these assets, commercial properties, office buildings, office buildings at 25, 30, 40% vacancy. These assets are worth the income they're producing. They're producing very little income, and these developers and investors can go out there and buy these properties and reposition these assets for rentals. It's going to be a massive win for these real estate investors. Is it going to be a great win for the local neighbors? That's up for debate, because what's likely going to happen is in a really nice community, when I say nice, expensive, desirable, you're by the beach, you're by the main, the main strip center, wherever you are, you're in the place to be. What's going to happen if the average income to enter that community is $200,000 or $150,000 or $250,000 or some larger number, and then they bring in a ton of new supply where they're renting out these units for $1,200 or $1,300 or $1,400, and they're bringing in thousands of new units within walking distance of those expensive homes. Ideally, it's going to be a better situation for the tenant than it is for the property owner. The property owner is going to say, you know what, now there's going to be 10 or 20 or 30% more people, most of which are earning a lot less money. That's going to be pulling down on the desirability of those communities. There's no way around that. The most significant are AB 2011 and SB 6, two companion bills that remove rezoning, right? Today, we are taking a monumental step in our effort to turn our housing crisis in a different direction. Assemblymember Buffy Wicks, who authored AB 2011, said in a statement, "Progressive politicians and housing advocates across the state will be celebrated. With today's signatures, all of our priority bills this year have become law." Tweeted the official account of California YIMBY, the housing advocacy group that has championed the legislation. AB 2011 and SB 6 are likely to have a particularly large impact on heavily sprawled Southern California, where a large number of languishing commercial centers could foreseeably be repurposed into affordable housing. The legislation, called the Affordable Housing and High Road Jobs Act of 2022, grants affordable housing projects by right approvals, exempting them from the often erroneous CEQA approval process and overriding local zoning. To qualify, 100% affordable projects must be located in areas currently primarily used for office, retail, or parking, and mixed income projects must be located in commercial corridors, local roads that are typically used for strip malls and parking lots. The legislation is intended to expand the potential sites where housing can be developed while directing development away from existing residential neighborhoods, in particular existing single-family neighborhoods, according to the bill. Now, that's simply not true. There's no way you're going to redirect. If you're in a community in which there's offices, for example, in Los Angeles, up and down the Wilshire Corridor. The Wilshire Corridor is predominantly office buildings. If you are going to take the Wilshire Corridor and start to rezone a lot of these properties or repurpose these properties for housing, what's ultimately going to happen is you are going to increase the density for all of the residential communities around the Wilshire Corridor, which runs all the way east to west from downtown Los Angeles and beyond, all the way down to Santa Monica. So that's going to have a very big impact. Same with Santa Monica Boulevard. Same with a lot of these communities. There's not just simply commercial in one area. Commercial is surrounded by all of the desirable residential. Newsom also signed SB 679, an effort to create a new affordable housing agency for Los Angeles County. The bill has faced opposition from industry groups. He also signed AB 221, a bill that further incentivizes ADU construction by clarifying construction rules and extending allowances to proposed rather than only existing multifamily projects. ADUs, accessory dwelling units, which is like a granny flat, are backyard units for single-family properties. The full package signed by Newsom on Wednesday included dozens of bills, including efforts aimed at encouraging public university housing projects and protecting low-income renters and mobile home owners, a suite of legislation that amounts to a major shot in the arm for the state's growing legion of pro-housing advocates. Now, if you are in California and you live in a hillside community far away from the main city hub, this might not impact you as much. But if you live in Hancock Park, if you live in certain communities where you're on sprawling, beautiful lots with very, very peaceful, charming communities, and then there's a bunch of, let's say, office buildings that are not far away, and those office buildings, they turn into 200-300 unit housing units. I mean, it might change your community, possibly. I mean, it seems likely. It also, and that's speculative. We will see, but it seems very, very likely. I mean, if they want to add 2.5 million units, where are they going to do it? They're going to do it in city centers, right? It's going to be in the city hubs. That's where they're going to get most of the, most of those units. They're not going to put a bunch of units out in the middle of, random, San Bernardino outskirts. No, it's going to be mainly inside of the city hubs. It also comes at a critical time for the state. While many hailed this year's enactment of SB 9, a law that mostly eliminated single-family zoning statewide by allowing property owners to split lots and build duplexes, California remains mired in a seemingly intractable housing affordability crisis that has driven legions of residents out and a source of havoc for millions more. But so that law's impact has been minimal, and sites around the state, including Pasadena, have also engaged in high-profile battles for state officials over enforcement. Now, I'm not one that specifically believes in rent control. I really believe in incentivizing developers and investors to build and build and build, to build more housing stock. When you are incentivizing capitalism and business, you are going to do good things. When you are restricting housing supply, which is what rent control does, what this ultimately does is for people that don't know what rent control is a set of laws and guidelines set by local cities, counties, and jurisdictions. And what these laws will say is how much a landlord can increase rent, what the rules and regulations are that the landlord must follow. Essentially, the landlord becomes the property manager for that area. And so what happens is if a tenant signs a lease 5 years ago and the rent is $1,400 and now the market rent is $1,900 inside of that area, or $2,000, then obviously the tenant's going to be disincentivized to move. And so what ends up happening is more and more tenants do not want to move. And so if you have more people moving into the community and less people that want to move, then all of these new people end up leasing the brand new units that are $3,000, $4,000 per month and they get stuck paying for all the amenities inside of the building because building costs are so high that the developers have to bring in these amenities to be able to charge the rents that it's going to make sense to build these properties. And so what ultimately happens is you almost ensure a shortage. Look at New York, look at Los Angeles. They both follow rent regulations, and they're some of the most expensive places to live in the country. I mean, I think this is going to definitely bring a ton of inventory to market. There's no doubt about it. But I do think that a lot of residential single-family property owners are going to see a surprise with the new valuations of their properties potentially over the next 5 years. Newsom signed the legislation at an affordable housing project site in San Fran flagged by housing and labor leaders. AB 2011 and SB 6 had previously been stalled over disagreements with unions and the governor's office, while emphasizing the legislation's affordable housing benefits also took the opportunity to score broader political points, arguing the new laws would create thousands of good-paying jobs. He also announced $1 billion in state funding for about 2,100 homes. So it comes out to about $350,000 a unit. I don't know how they're going to build for $350 a unit, but that's what they're claiming. Last week, Newsom signed AB 2097, another significant housing bill which removes parking requirements for projects located near public transit. Now, they've said that they've done that for a while, remove parking requirements. It's not as easy and cut and dry as you would think. I've went through the process trying to get exclusions on parking requirements due to how close I was to public transit. It never happened. So I'm sure they are going to do everything they possibly can do to increase supply. And I think that it's going to really change California. I think we're going to see some big changes. What do you think? Do you think that what they are doing is going to attract a lot of people that demand affordable housing? And the only way in which they're going to be able to continue to build out more and more affordable housing will likely be to increase taxes. California is already one of the most expensive places to live and operate a business. Do you think we're going to start seeing more business owners and more high net worth individuals and high income earners leave the state and go to a different place that might be more in line with, their business goals? What do you think? Drop it below, hit the like button, subscribe to my second channel. And if you want to make money online, you want to work with me, go to cashnow.video/money and join the Discord channel. And if you'd like to, get your credit fixed, you want to buy real estate, you want to invest when the market turns, which it's doing now. Now's the time to learn, and then later will be the time to earn. You can do so at cashnow.video. We'd love to help you and fix your credit. And LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok up in the banner, and I'll catch you in the next video.